Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn them notifications on. So, back today and back with another video. Not really got much going on today, just a little bit of an update for all of you guys watching. And yeah, just updating what we have got going on the farm at the moment. So before I get into this one, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. The channel hit 1,000 subscribers, I think, on Sunday. It's now Friday, so I'm really happy about that. Back last November when I did our ploughing and sowing video, I said this. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. We hit 100 subscribers on the weekend, which is a massive achievement for me. When I started this, I never really thought I'd ever get above sort of 10, and them 10 being people I knew. So to get to 100, yeah, that's a massive achievement. I'd say a massive thank you to everyone. And that was a massive surprise to me. Like I say, I didn't expect to hit the 100. So now we've hit 1,000. It is crazy and the channel just keeps growing. Silaging video went up this time last week. That's currently sitting at 15 or 16,000 views, which I never thought I would ever get on a video. And the reception to that has been really good. So today I'm just going to give all of you guys a little bit of an update. The main purpose of this one is an update on the failed barley field. So it's been 6 weeks now, I think, since we planted the forage rape on that field. And in a second, I'm going to take all you guys down there, give you a little bit of an update of what we've done since, and just an update on how the crop is looking. It's windy today and raining, so let's head on out to the failed barley field, or the new forage rape field, and have a look at how that's doing. So I don't know if you're going to hear this, but it started raining quite a lot. Quick one, I'm not going to complain about this rain because it's way overdue. It's Friday now, it started raining Wednesday, we had rain again yesterday, and we're having rain again today. It's really needed to get the grass growing. Since the silaging video went up last Saturday, it's actually been a couple of weeks since we finished the first cut, if I'm honest, and the grass really needs this rain to get itself growing again. It was getting a little bit fearful for us that it was going to stay hot for too long, and the grass was going to grow a little bit, and then it would give up growing because there's no moisture and head, which would have meant we'd have probably been silaging again in like a week's time, but we'd have been cutting absolutely nothing, but we would have needed to do it so that when it come like this, it would grow. Luckily, it has now rained, so hopefully that grass will start growing and bulking out. So before we go to the forage rape, we'll just have a little bit of an update, what we've been going on. I've not filmed anything over the last couple of weeks. We've been having a massive tidy up around here. We've currently got a scrap skip on the farm, and we're clearing up some of the sheds and corners and things. Here where I am now is one of our bottom sheds, and you will see it is rather clean. It didn't look like that before. It was an absolute mess in here, but we had a good clean up. Behind me, the trusty Class Dominator 85. More information on the machinery in a video that will be coming up. I will do a machinery tour. So yeah, the last couple of weeks we've been having a big tidy up on the farm, and that's really why I've not filmed anything. It's not really the most interesting thing to film, if I'm honest, you know, cleaning up. Something that's long overdue here, but we decided we would just get on with it and bite the bullet this summer, and yeah, have a tidy up. It's coming together nicely, but there is still a lot to do, but we will get round to it at some point. So once this rain stops now, we'll go down and have a look at the forage rape. And here we are now, 6 weeks on from the drill date or thereabouts, and has this crop flourished? Just look how thick this is. So I am extremely happy with how well this crop has grown. It has come exactly how we wanted to. Very surprising how well it has actually come, considering how long of dry we've had. This field here has had 2 days of rain since we drilled it, up until now obviously, and it has done really well. One of the biggest benefits we have here, and I stress it a lot, is the ground that we sit on is perfect for a drier time. It retains the moisture for a long time, and you can just see this hasn't been short of anything to grow with. So what have we done with this field since we saw it in the drilling video? We have done a couple of things on here, but I didn't film any of that. First of all, we come on the day after with the slug pellets. We did speak about that in the video, and that was just basically to cover these from slugs. Because we put the slurry on here, as our slurry is quite thick, we tend to get a lot of slug activity after we have put slurry on a field. So that's why we covered it for slugs. Now, about a week and a half after that, the crop was just through the ground and looking really well. And we were just keeping a close eye on it for flea beetle. About a week after that, so we're saying 2.5 weeks since the drill date, we come down here and we could see a bit of flea beetle activity. So we decided we would come on here with our flea beetle spray, but also we put a foliar feed in with the spray just to give the plant a little bit more to grow with, and it really did make a difference. Another week or two after that, we come through again with the flea beetle spray, just because there was a little bit of activity on here and we wanted to knock it on the head early, and we didn't fail at doing that. I am going to go and walk down there, and we're going to go under the trees because, well, it'll be a bit drier. So we got the second application of the flea beetle spray on this field here, and soon after that it really started to grow. And to be honest with you, after the second application of the flea beetle spray, it didn't need any more. The reason for that is because the plant had actually outgrown the stage where the flea beetle are going to cause it any issues. At the stage it's at now, the flea beetle wouldn't cause it too much damage. They might cause a little bit now, but the crop will outgrow what damage they can do to it. Just before we say any more, for any of you guys that are new around here and haven't seen anything about this field, go back through my uploads. I did a series of videos on this field down here, starting with the failed barley field or something like that, and every video after that up until we drilled it was all about this field. So if you are new, there's a few videos there for you guys to go and watch. So once we'd finished with our flea beetle spray, we also come on with 100 weight, which is 50 kilos, to the acre of some nitrogen. That was just to give the crop a little bit more to grow with again. So that's really all with this field. The plan now is, in about 3 to 4 weeks time, the cows will be grazing this. So the plan ideally is the beginning of July, end of June, beginning of July, the cows will come on here and they'll hopefully have a good week or 2 weeks grazing on this field. That will give us time then to go around all the other grazing fields with a topper to top any, you know, your grass that's gone to head, where the cows have done their business on the floor and the grass has grown through it. We'll go through, top all of them fields so that they get a nice even covering of growth, and then when they finish grazing this, hopefully, so long as it's not too dry, the cows will then have a nice bit of grass to go round after this field. And just look at how well this has come. One thing that we did see down this field, I think it might have gone now, but a couple of weeks ago there was a clear line down the field. Now it wasn't a straight line, it was a curvy line, because that was the line where I finished ploughing last year, and I can't plough in a straight line. But yeah, down this field there is actually still a line there where the crop's slightly lighter on this side and a bit darker over there. When the crop was growing, this side where we applied the slurry and where was drilled last year grew a lot better than the side over here. Now the reason I sort of think that happened is because we trampled the crap out of that ground there last winter, and it's knocked the soil structure about quite a bit. It just shows the damage you can do. And I'll just flip the camera now. You can see here, there's a line. This here is a bit more yellow and this is a darker green. So actually this here now is getting more nitrogen than this on this side. That's probably because this had a lot of nitrogen go on it in the winter, whereas that had it all before. So that plant may have used most of that there that was available, whereas this over here is still finding it. There are these weaker patches down this part of the field, and I think that is where I've come with a slurry tanker in the winter and created ruts, and it's just compacted the soil a lot. I know we run through here with the subsoiler, but it's still going to have done a lot of damage to the ground. And it just shows that even though you can plough a field over and clear up your mess, the mess is still there in the soil structure. So it's something to learn, but we were desperate. We just needed somewhere to put slurry. Like, look here, this is quite a bare patch actually. We needed somewhere to put the slurry, and this field was the only one really available. So overall, really happy with how this has come. Really surprised as well with how dry it's been, but it could just be a saviour for us if we do get short of grass, we now know that we have got a real good crop down there to turn the cows onto and get us out of trouble for a few weeks if we need it. So more of an update of what else we've been doing. At the beginning of the week, we brought our heifers down, gave them their booster jabs for the blackleg and, well, the Clostridia. If any of you guys want to know more about that, top corner, there's a video where we did the injection on the heifers and loosed them out. They're getting a little bit short of grass. Kind of stressful that they are getting short of grass, but hopefully this rain now will just get that regrowth. We've actually had to loose the heifers now onto some of our cows grazing. The cows have got a lot of grass, but the heifers haven't. So we've sort of given the heifers a bit of the cows grass, and then, yeah, we've got 50 cows running at the moment, and then there's 28 heifers up on the hill. The bull has now gone in with the cows. He went in when we brought them down. So I don't know whether any of you guys noticed, but this yard here is looking a little bit different to how it did last winter. So I did actually show this yard in the silage cleaning out video, and no one actually noticed, or no one commented on the fact that we had concreted this yard. Now, don't be fooled, this yard was done on a grant scheme with Severn Trent. I'm not really going to go into massive detail on how that works, but yeah, this was done in a grant scheme. So here is the yard now. So here's a picture of the yard before. So you can just see what a mess it was. There's a big hole in the middle of that yard there, and yeah, it's a real sorry state. And this is it now. The hole is gone. We now have a drain. We incorporated a drain into this yard. We get a huge amount of water runoff from just by where you can see that car parked, the field behind that. We get a massive water run down through just by the rails there, and it comes down this yard. And what was happening before is instead of, we would come down the yard here through them holes and then go onto this yard down here, and it would just make this a massive mess. Hopefully now, the water, well, we know we have had rain and all the water runs into this drain here and then down the ditch. That's perfect. It works really well. We've got a gradual slope coming from these buildings here down that way. And then we've also got a slope coming from these buildings here down into this gully track here. And then also the yard itself slopes from that end backwards down this way, and then to our gully here. And what we also did was we put a bit of a kickback the other side of the gully, so if we did get a massive rainstorm, if the drain couldn't take it, the water should run uphill but drop back into the gully when the water stops running. The only thing we're left to do now is to build this bit of ground up here. Now you're probably thinking, why didn't we slope it more? Well, if you look here on this ground where the level is, it's really low. This yard here is really low, so we're probably going to build this up over time and sort of slope it out round. But yeah, this has changed the farm completely. It's going to make cleaning them sheds out a lot easier. It's going to make cleaning them sheds out a lot easier, and it's just going to make the place a little bit more tidier. Hopefully we won't get the mess out of the stackyard there, and we'll just keep it a lot cleaner than it is at the moment, or was before. We've also got this yard here on a grant scheme as well, but with the COVID stuff going on, we're waiting for a survey to be done on this yard. It's a massive pain because we'd have probably been doing that at the moment and get it done. The idea is for this yard to go from the tin door there all the way back, join up with this. So this whole area then will be concrete. That is today's video done. I will try and put something up in the middle of the week. If we get these sheds cleaned out at the beginning of next week, I'll get some of that Wednesday, Thursday time. But until then, I'd like to thank you all for watching and all for subscribing. Again, 1,000 subscribers. I never thought I was ever going to hit that, so it means a lot to me. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.